Hey guys, this is Mitch Galuzzi.
This is Ryan Dossey, and we are franchising. Hey guys, Ryan Dossey, and in today's video, I want to introduce you to my business partner, Mitch. He is my co-founder in our incoming franchise called SoldFast.
I'm really excited about SoldFast launching to the public. We've got a couple locations going right now. The sole reason that I started this was to get operations into the hands of folks that need it. Specifically, if you're in the house flipping business and you don't exactly know how to do things, or you think you know, but the bottom line isn't quite making sense, that's why I started this. My dad, his name's Bob. He's always been in the construction trades, great carpenter, great contractor, but maybe struggled with the business side of things a little bit. So I've perfected the systems behind there, and we're excited to share that with you. More importantly, we want to clean up the way that real estate's done in every metro around the US. And we're going to do that by being transparent, getting rid of that haggle, and keeping our operators honest while we clean up these markets.
So those of you guys that have followed me for a while know that we've always really tried to follow this like legal, ethical, scalable model of real estate investing. And what I realized after getting to know Mitch and really looking at how he does the business is he was doing it better than I was. So my approach to this whole thing had always been, hey, here's what I can afford to pay. Here's what makes sense for me. And we didn't really talk about like what the house was worth. We didn't really talk about what the work was going to cost. And my goal in that was to like never mislead anybody, never be accused of, underselling them on what it was worth. When I met Mitch and audited their business model, I was like, this is better than mine. So what that is in a nutshell, Mitch touched on it briefly, is the no haggle home offers. And we also provide full transparency through 3 options with every seller. So what that looks like is what our cash offer is. And again, there's no haggling on that. There's no pressure. There's no BS. The second is what their house is worth as it sits on the MLS today. Like, hey, we'll pay this. By the way, if you sell it to us for this, we're going to turn around and just list it for this. Or the third option is fixed to list. So what the property would be worth with some repairs done to it. Now, the real light bulb moment for me actually came from Mitch stepping in to help me with ballpoint marketing back in 2023. We got to a position where like the math wasn't mathing. And then on top of that, turnaround times just weren't making sense. And we were doing everything to the best of our ability, but something was off. Mitch actually came and lived in St. Louis for 2 weeks?
3, I think.
Yeah, 2 to 3 weeks. And in that time frame, cut our need for staff in half and tripled our production speed. I've kind of had this visceral, like, what else have I been missing? And that really led me to where I'm at today. The men and women that I've worked with in CCF, inside our various other companies, have reported back to us north of $100 million worth of results. But what I've realized is the people that do really, really well, have the understanding of construction, right? You can market great and try to flip houses all day long, but if you can't control costs or manage a rehab or stay on budget, it's not going to go well and nobody's going to like the product you've got at the end. And the second piece I really learned was that operations side. It can't just be sales and marketing. You have to have the operations back end of how things get done so they get done consistently like clockwork.
Absolutely. And for me, we've done this a lot in a vacuum. I've worked solo. I've joined these communities that make some sense, but, sometimes they're morally bankrupt and you get in there and it's not great. So what we're really creating inside of SoldFast is not just this home buying empire, but also a great community for our members to be involved with. We're leveraging qualified agents in a unique way. We're working together as operators in these communities and just doing good work and learning best practices with each other, pushing those out and really doing life together along the way. So it's not just business, it's also about the play and getting to know each other. And, I like to say, if you have a shared mission, it makes it a lot easier to be friends, right? We have a great shared mission inside of SoldFast.
Yeah, totally agree. So we talked to you guys a little bit about why we're here and a little like high level what we're doing that's seller facing. But let's talk about the investor facing side. There's a lot of franchises out there. We read their docs. I should say Mitch did because I wasn't going to do it. And they're not great when you actually get into the terms. So we really wanted to set something up that was win-win, where, we only win if we're winning together, kind of a thing, which led us to what are we actually doing for the men and women that we work with? So on the marketing side, you're not having to pull your lists. You're not having to hire somebody to take your calls. You're not setting up a website. You're not trying to learn pay per click. You're not outsourcing it at thousands of dollars a month. You're not trying to shoot TV commercials or negotiate radio pricing or any of that. We're handling all of that front end marketing funnel down to what you wear on appointments, the business cards you hand out, the leave behinds you give sellers that just show, quite frankly, we're doing this in a more ethical way than anybody else.
For sure. The level of professionalism that we can bring on these appointments is just, I mean, it's been sourced over decades. Literally, we've been doing this for a long time. We've tried to spend the time perfecting that. A couple other things that Ryan didn't mention, but we're bringing you a local agent. Like we're managing that at corporate. We're putting the right people there and then we're wrangling them accordingly to support your business and your needs. We've negotiated discounts across the US with key suppliers to bring your operating costs down. We've built our own tech. Our tech is superior to anything that you've seen. We'll help you with the banking, the bookkeeping. If you need help with a scope of work or budgets, we got you. That's what we're here for. You're not sure what went wrong on this project? Great. Let's dig into the accounting where we're all synced up on the same chart of accounts and do an autopsy to figure out what went wrong on this one so you don't replicate it 5 more times. If we're going to make a mistake, let's learn from it every time. We're going to give you guys endless support throughout this process using optimized algorithms for acquisition.
Yeah, and something you didn't cover there too, on that agent piece, as corporate, we're paying for that person.
Yeah,
So what this looks like on the day to day, our team is doing the marketing, our internal team is taking the calls. They're teeing you up with appointments that you're co-running with the agent we've hired and trained. They're comping the property out. They're talking to the seller, building the report. You're walking around the property, taking your pictures and coming up with your scope of work. The following day, we're presenting those options. And you don't have to be like a closer because this is full transparency. Hey, this is what your house is worth. This is what we'd pay. This is what it's worth with some work being done to it. And the cool thing with that is any way that these sellers go, first and foremost, it benefits them. So if the seller's priority is getting top dollar, we're able to assist them in ways that a typical agent just simply couldn't do. But if they just want to be done with it, if the priority is moving on, not having to clean it out, we've got them covered there. Same side, if they want to put some money into it to get that top dollar, we can assist there. And that also benefits our franchisees.
one of the key pieces that we have is true support, guys. Like down to we have people in roles that you can reach out to figure out how to frame a conversation with that difficult seller or that difficult buyer, or you're just not getting along with your agent quite right. Great. We've got people in place to support those conversations all the way through. Same with bookkeeping. Well, where does this thing go? Right now, a lot of you guys are probably working on an Excel spreadsheet, or maybe you've hired bookkeepers, but you don't have full control over your books. We want to empower you to understand your business and work inside of it so that you can make managerial decisions along the way rather than just tax planning at the end of the year.
So part of that support isn't sales training. We're not following an existing platform that you're familiar with or one of the gurus that does the $5,000 weekends that you all know who I'm talking about. We wanted this business to be different than what sellers are used to getting. The goal really is that like almost trade in a house level of simplicity. Like, yeah, they know if they go that route, they're not going to get the most amount for it. But if they want the most, we can also facilitate that. It's almost like consigning a car or something. So, what we're teaching in there is also things like emotional intelligence. Hey, why am I not getting along with this particular type of seller? Or what could I have done better on this opportunity so that we could have earned this person's business? This isn't about closing the deal. We're not even doing like in person, on the spot. Hey, I've got my contract. I'm going to get you to sign it today. It really is that like no pressure, no drama, in that we're doing things like we're giving EMD in cash. We're showing proof of funds. We're not going back and retrading. We're not even doing inspections prior to close. So for the sellers that we're working with, this really is a different experience, but B, all around a better one.
So who's this a fit for, you might ask, right? We're trying to get operators in here who are familiar with the business, but still struggling a little bit to make the best decisions possible. Maybe you're spinning your wheels. Maybe you're looking for groups. Maybe you're out there in masterminds and you're like, oh, I've got all these great ideas, but I don't know how to implement them. Great news. We've got a lot of this implemented already. So we know, and we are a community. So that solves that. But how do you get qualified? That might be a
Yeah.
big question in the back of your mind. Well, guys, this is a cash business, so we need to make sure you have at least $100,000 liquid, that you've completed at least 20 transactions as the primary decision maker, right? If you're wholesaling, that's okay. That's okay to start there as long as you are the primary decision maker in each of those transactions. And last but not least, we have to make sure there's a core value alignment. We only want good people inside of this business doing good work alongside of us. In exchange for that, guys, we're going to give you market exclusive areas. We don't want to set up 5 million of these locations. We want to set up enough to cover the US and give you guys the opportunity to leverage your unique skill sets in those areas. But that means market exclusivity. We're not going to keep retrading and keep adding operators in your area. The final thing that we need, y'all, is bankability. We got to be able to connect you with your liquid funds to a bank that we can leverage a line of credit with, right? You might already have those relationships. You might be more bankable than that, but we want to make sure that you can actually perform on the obligations if you're making offers to these sellers. Obviously, we're going to help from corporate to qualify that, but we need a good, stable foundation to build upon.
You probably noticed that that's a lot different of a story than what you're hearing from people on social media. This is not get rich quick. This is not no risk. This is not no credit. This is not no money. This is a real business. This takes time, effort, skill, right? You have to understand how to manage the projects. You have to understand how to keep things moving forward and play as a team. So that being said, like we are looking for good people to do good business with. Part of SoldFast is really because we're doing market exclusivity, establishing these people as leaders in their community, like in touch with government officials, involved in the community, giving back through projects. And like we couldn't do that if we had 5 operators in one city, like some of the other guys. So if you're watching this and you're like, well, crap, I don't meet those requirements yet. I wouldn't have early on. Mitch wouldn't have early on. This should be kind of the goal post that you want to get to. If you're not yet a fit for Sold Fast, that's totally cool. I'm happy to support you through our mastermind community, CCF, where we'll teach you all of the front end marketing aspects to get you to that level. Interestingly, several of our early adopters are folks from CCF that they're like, yeah, you guys can do this better than I've done it though. So I hit the requirements. Let me go off to the races.
So if you're a seller, we'd love the opportunity to earn your business. And if you're an operator that's looking for something different, we'd love to work with you now or later.
I think I speak for both Mitch and myself, probably primarily me, because I'm the one that posts everything online, but we've been working on this for months. This is not a shoestringed, half put together, like myriad of other people's tools where we're overselling, under delivering. So it feels really, really good to like talk about it. Like this is what we've been doing in secret for months. And, so it's awesome to have that out there. If you're watching this and you can't help but feel kind of like how I felt, like, man, I could have been more transparent with people. Or man, that seller could have got more money if they'd had these options. Or you're looking at the P&L or you don't have one and you're like, there's not much left for my family. We would absolutely love the opportunity to work with you guys. The easiest way to do that, I'm going to pin a comment under this video with just a simple type form that you can go and apply. Literally name, phone number, email, we'll reach out to you.